grace and charm and personality to do this. Why shouldn't they, as our friend at the back said, somebody's born with a beautiful voice, they utilise the voice. If you're born with something else, why can't you? The Chippendales have been over. I didn't hear any squeaks from the women, except, hey, I love it.
They work on their bodies, don't they?
They what?
Yeah.
They're not born to look like that. They have to work on their bodies to look like that.
Yeah.
Is that what we have to do nowadays, and work on our bodies?
Well, some of the models say, yeah, they're born with however they look, their personality. I mean, there must be great people. I mean, she looks absolutely gorgeous. But,
who are you talking about, Claire?
Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the beauty queens are models in here. But to actually...
Do you think she's
the other...
beautiful?
Yeah, I think she's gorgeous.
Is she your image of beauty?
Yeah,
Yes,
she is.
if yeah.
Do you think they're
To
beautiful?
actually beat the other contestants, how do you work hard
Everybody,
on
that's a
doing that?
cop-out. You can't say everybody
no.
is.
Everybody is to
Beautiful
somebody.
to somebody.
What somebody considers is
But you're... Carol?
and that really is what people need to aim for, is to reach the best that they themselves can get.
What are we trying to justify here? What are we
We're not trying to justify, we're trying to find out what it is. See, what I was going to say is these two girls here, I'm told... Would you like to stand up? Ziggy? These two are now the conventional idea of beauty, because they work on their bodies, right?
Very hard.
Yes.
Very hard.
Very
and
hard.
It's so tell me what the new conventional look... You can sit down.
Thank you.
Sorry. Go on. What's the kind of conventional
Beauty
look?
and figures, physiques, they change throughout the years quite a hell of a lot. They used to be quite plump and quite rounded, which these days they're not, they're quite slim. I'd say...
Leaner, they're going for the leaner look, the more muscular.
And you're
I don't-
Phoenix.
I'm
And we've got a
Phoenix.
slide of you as Phoenix.
Yes.
And you're Lightning.
I don't really think they're going for the muscular look as
And we've got a
such for the
slide
women.
of you as Lightning.
I'd say the toned and
yes.
attractive figure. I mean, obviously you've got to have your curves because you're a female, but more toned, not so... I can't
How
say
do you...
anything.
and you're both in this kind of great cult programme, I'm told, that everybody
right,
watches
yeah,
and every male
Gladiators.
lusts after this day. Is that in the These are the Gladiators. It's the new female...
I saw them and they could do a good assault course as well. But the point is, there's different sorts of beauty. There are competitions for Mr. Britain, Miss Britain.
I enter figure competitions.
Are you
I Miss
going for
UK
those
1990 and
competitions?
1991.
Yes, no, excuse me. Now, she enters a contest which brings in the tributes that she's got. These girls into a contest, and in a short while she'll be on her way across the Sun City to see the Lost City, and she's been there for the last 4 days. She'll have a most fantastic time with 88 girls, and she'll go to this great new place, and everybody can have a fantastic time and go back home and say, what an experience for you.
I enter competitions because I want to look my best. And why I do it is because there I am on the stage, and for 5 minutes I have the audience's attention, and that is what drives me on.
And you're forgetting
I
that
like to
competition.
entertain people. I like to entertain people, and for those 5 minutes I have that audience looking at
So
me.
why would anyone...
Carol.
What the two girls
Yes,
have done
winning
is
is
answered,
Listen.
they've answered quite succinctly the question from the lady at the back, which is what is beauty? And it is something which is cultural and which changes through the ages. And so what was beautiful in, say, Victorian times, you know, the hourglass figure, and then we had the 20s, which was the rectangular figure. You look through all the magazines through the 50s, we went back to the hourglass, to the 60s, we went back to the rectangle. And what we're getting now, in fact, the fashionable look, body-wise, is the inverted triangle, the wide shoulders, the narrow hips. Now, it just depends how lucky you are as to whether your body or the capability of your body will fall into the category of what is beautiful at the moment.
What's all this business about young people and beauty? You can be beautiful when you're 70. I mean, at Butlins, we have loads of beauty competitions, and they're now as popular as they were 20, 30 years ago. I mean, at the bottom there, we have this year's...
I'm going to come to Pat. Don't do your plug. We're asking what beauty. What do the fellas think?
What I was going to say was the people who want to ban the competitions that are going on now, do they want to ban the kiddies competitions at Butlins and Pontins?
I don't know whether they want to ban. Do you want to ban, Lisa?
No, I just don't feel that it's necessary anymore. We're in the 90s and women aren't like that anymore.
I think...
Gone from there.
Pat, Miss Butlin, having been cued by your friend at the back, women aren't like that anymore.
Oh, but they are. It doesn't matter what age. I mean, I do it at my age. There's no modelling contracts at the end of it. I do it for the sheer fun and the entertainment. And
don't feel that way anymore. We don't even notice.
they do. If you saw the audience at the grand final at the Glamorous Grandmothers, there's the majority are younger people, and they love to see the older people dressed up.
Robert,
What are you
And it's
saying?
not
Sorry, hang on a minute.
beauty, it's grace and charm.
It's obviously... What happens when the beauty contest ends and we get a bit older? Does the glamour and the glitz all... What are you laughing for?
It was fine at first, it was gorgeous.
Don't have to chat before, you have it now.
It was especially fine for me because I was given away as a baby and left on a doorstep. So when people called out horrible things like, she hasn't got any father, I thought one day I shall bloody well show them. And I went in not because I had a mummy pressing me, but because I didn't have a mummy or a father. I also love running. I've been trying to say for about an hour, I'm very competitive anyway, and I love races. What's all this thing about beauty? What about the competitor side of it? So I went into all the competitions. But as you get older and people still want you, then it begins to get very, very iffy, because people want me on the show, but I'm always the oldest one there. And I have now, this year, I'm on antidepressants because I've got a nervous breakdown because I have returned to the city of my birth, and I cannot face going through the town because I overhear conversations about my appearance. They'll say something like, that was Eileen Sheridan. She was gorgeous when she was young. What about me now? I can't be Eileen ever, and I've got a nervous complaint because of it. I cannot face it.
I've had an awful lot of support from my village. I mean, they've just included me. They were just as thrilled as I was at winning this.
Which village was that? Because mine wasn't.
And they've just included me in everything.
Really, you're lucky.
They're just
I
as
think
pleased
one
as
has
I
to
am.
resign oneself. You've got to get older, Eileen. I mean, you've got to be happy within yourself. I've got my daughter now, who is the centre of my life, my beautiful 15-year-old daughter. That's all that matters to me now. I don't mind getting older. I think you've got to come to terms with it. All right, men like Robert, they can be older and
Don't start on me.
For us women, it's not so easy, but we've got to accept that fact.
Is that a part of it, though, that you feel?
Not me, no.
No, OK, go on.
Yeah, but
in my case...
Eileen's point that, in a sense, because she's built up so much and she's got so much adulation and acclaim, and as you get what?
It's gone the other way.
It's gone the other way. Do you feel that?
I mean, I took part in my country at the time. I took part as Miss Kenya, and I won. I didn't take part seriously as... It was just a bunch of friends, and they were saying, come on, Dee, take part, come on. And I kept saying, no, I won't. I just took part as a joke. It was just a big joke, and ever since, I've been to Miss World in 1988, and I won the African Queen of Beauty. But it's a joke. I mean, it was...
But it's not a joke for everybody else. It's not a joke for Eileen. It wasn't a joke for Leslie. It was her job. But it was her job. That's the way she earned her living.
As a model, but you shouldn't take it seriously.
Carol.
What is unfortunate is that we are judged a lot by appearance in our culture.
Yeah.
Which is very, very unfortunate.
Why is it unfortunate?
Well, it's unfortunate if you don't fit that conventional idea of beauty. And there's lots of research being done that juries, for instance, rule harder on less attractive people. I mean, there is nothing as cruel as a playground because children haven't yet learned. They haven't been civilised and socialised to know, and they, how they treat, the short, fat, the spotty kid, and so on. It's, the world is very, very cruel. And I think it's very, very unfortunate that we do judge people by appearance. And so what you have to learn to do is that you cannot keep that appearance. You can't hang on to the past.
Come on.
You have kept your appearance.
Oh.
In fact, she's still got a beautiful skin. She's still got lovely eyes.
Yes.
We all get older.
Yes.
She's still beautiful. So does the lady down the front. And Leslie looks just as beautiful now without makeup as she did then.
Haven't you got
I
makeup
don't, but
on?
I don't. Just a bit. I don't care anymore. There are more important things in life
you
to
do
me.
care.
No, yes, within
You've got to
reason.
care, otherwise you're not alive if you
within
don't care.
reason I care.
Yeah,
It's not the be-all and end-all of my life.
You go through stages in your life.
Yes,
I've been through it. I was a model as well.
Yes.
And then if you undergo an emotional trauma or something goes wrong, you can let your looks go, you can take a back seat for a while, and then one day you wake up and you say, right, I'm going to go for it again, and you take care, or you dress properly, or you put your makeup on.
I always do the best I can for myself, but to me, I realise there's so many many more important things in the world.
But that's you make your own judgments.
For me to care
other
about.
people would judge you the way you look,
Yes,
but
I
they
know.
don't know you how you
No,
are.
I
So you've always
agree.
got that barrier.
So we'll always
You've
make the best
got
of
that
ourselves and
exactly.
do what we can with us and
Beauty.
cash in on what we've got. Let's face it, this is
Are they
what we
going to
do,
always be
don't
able
we?
to
Whatever
cash
it
in on?
is.
Are they always going to be able to cash in on what they've got? Our beauty queen contest, you think, Eric? Are they going to carry on in the future?
Eileen was a most marvellous Miss UK, but that's 30-odd years ago. But in between time, she consistently comes up each time and she consistently does well in whatever she's done. It's the first negative thing I've ever heard from her. And all these images that you've been talking about today are different images for different things which we do through life at different times.
Eric, maybe you should have age groups and do 20 to 30s,
Well,
30s to 40s,
the age groups for
40s
Miss
to
World are
50s.
17 to 24. Now,
Right.
everybody else can have their own age groups, but that's how.
Well, they do, Pat, don't they? They have Miss Glamorous, grandmother.
Of course, look at this lady here, doesn't she look fantastic?
And we've got a glamorous grandmother who is in the final most years, and she's 82, and she is. We're fantastic.
But that's
it's
taking it to its
deportment,
logical
grace,
conclusion.
charm, personality.
Absolutely.
Not actually beauty. The way you carry. If you're against a 36-year-old,
Do you know, I'm
she
always
might be
against
beautiful.
finishing when we have to, but
And
we
not
always
being
have to finish
obsessive.
on time.
But she hasn't
See you
got
in the
the
morning.